Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh, man, here we go. 2020, January, college basketball season. What's up, everyone? Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. I always try to restart my computer before I go live so that it's as fast as possible, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Man, the intensity's here, isn't it? The intensity's here. Let's see who's waiting and watching. Shout out to you, Gochi Markowski. Markowski. Let me know that just to make sure that you can. There you go. Top set. Shout out to you, Elio Rodriguez. Just you can hear me, right? Just want to make sure because I am using this new microphone that always got to make sure that it's working. Shout out Anthony Mastronardi, Jonathan Nelson. Before we get into the shout outs and talk about the games that are coming up 8 o'clock and later, which I do have a lot to say about. First, let's just very quickly check. I know there's a 6:30 college basketball game that does kind of have second half written all over it. Once again, my name is Peter Loshak. This show started doing it in December. I hope that it would be decently good as far as the entertainment value and the overall picks were concerned. Entertainment value, I don't know. That's up for you to let me know about. But the picks, that is not up for debate. So far, the picks have gone phenomenally well, unsustainably well. By the way, unsustainably well, and they went a little bit unsustainably better this afternoon when I gave out UTEP. You catch that? Did you guys catch that? UTEP second half. Any of those plays that I tweet out are usually plays that if I tweet them out, they tend to be better than the plays that I give because I'm as gun shy as I am about giving public plays in this show live. I'm twice as gun shy about tweeting plays out. So if I tweet something out, means I'm liking it a lot. James Madison and NC Wilmington. Let's just quickly check this out before we relax for a few minutes, and then the insanity of the second halves with 30 games or however many games there are will start. Shout out to everyone. Can't even see who's in the show right now because I'm trying to pull up the stats and the numbers and the sheets here for James Madison. I've been crunching basketball numbers all day, and I feel pretty good about this card. Very well rested today, and did most of the games that I wanted to get to in depth. All right. Okay, let me just focus here now. All right, this is as usual, a tough one. Probably going to be a pass here. Let me just, oh no, don't tell me my computer's going to. Shout out to everyone. Robbie Tagaloa, Maxwell Smart. Yes, Maxwell Smart. I can only look at Pete's green shirt. Green is for the money. Gold is for the honey. I'm not wearing any gold. We'll worry about the honey in March. Right now, green is for the money. Black is for the focus. That's what this is about. Normally, green is for the money. Gold is for the honey. And the honey will come in March. First, let me just look at this once again. James Madison and NC Wilmington. Let me just quickly crunch these numbers because this is, in the end, the base of everything. The foundation of everything is good analysis and winning picks, right? If you don't have that, who cares about all the other stuff, right? Well, maybe you would care. I hope you would. But, all right. So, let me just focus here for a second because 2020 and beyond is all about focus. Yeah, the numbers basically say pass. Yeah. Yeah, tough one. The numbers say pass. Very weak opinions, what the numbers say in all ways. And I think we'll just pass on this game. Slight lean to the over at 77.5, but there's no way I would bet that. No way I would recommend it. And we'll just leave it at that. Let me pull up all my sheets here. There's so much going on here. Sheets, entertainment value. I even got to take care of tech stuff, graphics, right? SEO. I'm doing it all. One-man show and working a job at the same time. I am going to start doing a Patreon though for my in general college basketball opinions every day, probably not weekends, but every day. So I'll look for the link of that on my Twitter. Sign up for that if you want. I do feel like I have a pretty good read overall in college basketball in general. So you guys know how skittish I am about giving anything out publicly, let alone selling anything publicly. But, I'm getting pressure from my associates here in New York to do something like that, so I'm going to do it. If you don't want to sign up for it, totally fine. If you do, that's great. Either way, no matter what, I always do my best. Never sold anything before at all, directly, obviously. Indirectly, you're always selling something. You're always, like Bob Dylan said, you got to serve somebody. You're always selling something to someone, directly or indirectly, right? If you're eating meat, you either kill the animal or someone else killed it for you. You know what I'm saying? But someone did it. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to start a Patreon. And I think my college basketball research and opinions and numbers crunching and everything in general does have some merit. And I'm going to do that through March. All right. So once again, let me just, all right. Let me just make a note of something that I do want to make a note of here, though. Hold on one second, and then we'll get to some jokes. It's 7:35. I say I keep starting the show earlier and earlier. The 7:43 halftime lines creep up on me. It's not a big deal when it's like a small card, but today it's going to be crazy. I'm focusing today almost exclusively on the on the major and the mid-major conferences. The added games, the quote-unquote added games, most books don't have those lines. So, if I of course, I analyze all the lines myself, but if I give picks on those lines and people don't have a book where they can bet those lines, it doesn't matter. So I do that, of course, when there's not that many games. But a day like today, this will be the way it'll be all throughout January and February. I will focus as much as I can on the majors and the mid-major conferences, and then the minor conferences. All the things that Maxwell Smart is like a friggin' savant at, Longwood, all the Presbyterian, all those kinds of teams. I'll get to them if there's time. Today, there won't be. So let me see. Let me just write something down here. Hold on. The intensity of conference play in college basketball is officially here. It only takes day one for you to realize it's here. It's like a roller coaster, right? The roller coaster is on its way down the instant it gets over the hump. And that is what January 1st is always like in the college basketball season. I've been doing this a long time, folks. Been doing this a long time. My name is Peter Loshak. You're watching the show. All right, hold on. Let me write this down here. All right. Okay. Man. Let's get to some comments. Let's discuss the games that are coming up later on tonight. Shout out to Deer Slayer Ski, Top Set, Anthony Mastronardi, Blue FM, Shaft. Shaft says we only want winners. Just keep everything else to yourself. Yeah. Teeny bit easier said than done, Shaft. Just a teeny bit easier said than done to only give winners. But that's the goal. That is the goal, even though it's impossible. It's an impossible goal, right? It's a Platonian ideal to give only winners, but that's what we're going for. Okay. So, Astrony Mastronardi, shout out to you. Top Set, Jonathan Nelson, Alex Ramirez, Omega Capper, Robbie Tagaloa, we happy few, Blue FM, Happy New Year, Pete, shout out to you. Happy New Year to you as well. Jay Bond, any thoughts on Oregon, Colorado? Yes. Let's just get into it right now. Jay Bond, first of all, the Pac-12, as we know, the Pac-12 is probably, in my experience, is going back years and years, the most unpredictable conference in college sports, both in football and basketball. It seems like, the Pac-12 every year has more 23-point underdogs winning outright than any other conference. Colorado and Oregon, so, Pac-12, I always approach cautiously, but I think I like Colorado here. Oregon is obviously a great team. I think they've overachieved just a little bit, right? Preseason, their rankings were a lot closer than where their rankings are now. And, Oregon, I do think is a better team, but I think that they will, probably, regress a bit back towards their preseason rankings. And Colorado's pick 'em here. Again, this is a game that has second half written all over it. And again, these college basketball pregame lines are very, very tight, right? Very, very sharp lines. So if you can hit 54% over a huge sample size in college basketball, you're pretty much elite status right there. And that is what I go for. Again, 54% winners means 46% losers, right? Always keep that in mind. I kind of like Colorado here. I just think that the market has adjusted a little bit too much to how both of these teams have done this year. Again, Oregon, a great team, an awesome team, a phenomenal team. Let me just bring up some stats, see if I can. I have so many sheets here, so many games, so many everything. I'm going to do my best to bring you the best show I possibly can in all ways, right? Tech-wise, entertainment-wise, information-wise, picks-wise, attire-wise, life advice-wise, everything is what I'm trying to do here. And again, in a few minutes, I'm just going to have to focus on what's going on with the 7 o'clock games because there's too many games. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. So I want to, what I always do when I'm not on camera, when I'm by myself, is I figure out which games I'm going to anticipate are most likely to have second half betting value. And so I get ready to crunch those numbers first so that I don't miss them. And that's what I'm going to have to do in these shows as well, because earlier on, I missed some second half lines that I wish that I had have been able to catch. All right. But yeah, so again, at Pick'em, I'm kind of liking Colorado. This is a game that has second half written all over it. Another game, let's talk about it. UCLA and Washington. If I had given out my Patreon yesterday and I was recommending plays, I definitely would have taken the under. Would have given the under. And I did bet that one as soon as that line came out, 142.5. Definitely was all over the under. Washington, of course, plays a tough zone that can lead to very low scoring games. The very first birthday pick ever in this show to Chris Comatini was given on a game involving Washington, and I took the under. UCLA has been having a lot of trouble defensively recently, and they are, at least for this game, going to be focused on being better defensively. I forgot what the quote was, but it was something ridiculous from the UCLA. Oh, here, I have the quote here. Yes, here's the quote from the UCLA coach. Our metrics are horrible. We're not good enough to win with offense. We have to win with defense. I'm reading a quote here. Our defensive effort is beyond sickening. That means it was worse than sickening. Sickening at the highest level. So UCLA is definitely UCLA is a team that, the beginning of the year was going to be predicated on defense anyway. They haven't been getting it done recently, and they're definitely going to be focusing on defense here. Washington, of course, plays a tough zone anyway. I like the under in that one. I hit the opening immediately at 142.5. Would have given it out if I had a Patreon up yesterday, giving out plays on whatever I saw opening lines. The first half under is probably, again, expect the unexpected in the Pac-12. I love the under here. If it's 43-40 at the halftime, will I be blown away? No, but I like the under. The first half is probably going to be a decent play as well. And I also kind of like UCLA at plus 8.5. Obviously, UCLA has been terrible ATS recently. Some embarrassing ATS and straight up losses. They look awful, right? But in the Pac-12, that's the kind of team that I'm usually looking to bet on. UCLA coming off a straight up loss at home to Fullerton as a double-digit favorite. Now they're going on the road against a quality Washington team, getting a bunch of points, and I kind of like UCLA here, and I kind of like the Washington team total under as well. Let's see what else is interesting. If you want me to cover any specific games, just post them in the comments section. I'll get to them as many as I can. Oh, now I see Colorado is a small favorite. Yeah, I kind of like Colorado there. Oregon State and Utah is very interesting. Utah, of course, is a very young, well-coached team. They're probably going to be a team to look out for in around February, unless they have health issues. But if they don't have any significant injury issues, Utah, very young team. They've already been doing well ATS recently. I would expect them to be inconsistent in January, game to game and ATS wise. But unless they have injury issues, I would expect them to probably be a little undervalued in February. And I kind of like them here. Right, a long break coming off a big blowout loss, well-coached team against a beatable team. Of course, they beat Kentucky already this year, which does mean something. That's a suspicious, weird line, but I kind of like Utah -2 there. And I like the under a little bit as well at 143.5. Dayton and LaSalle, very interesting. Dayton, obviously an awesome team, right? Extremely efficient offensively, but also they play a slow pace. They get a lot of dunks. They aren't necessarily a super high scoring, fast paced team. This one could be a sneaky play. I kind of like LaSalle here, getting 10.5 against Dayton at home. Dayton obviously is an extraordinarily impressive team this year, and they will be, going forward unless they have injury issues. But the market is likely to catch up with a team like Dayton, right? They had a bunch of ATS wins to start the year, but now, they're ranked top 20. People kind of know. They had a big blowout win against Grambling, but they lost on the road to Colorado in OT as a favorite. And I kind of like small lean to LaSalle here at plus 10.5, small lean to the under as well. I also like Austin P a little bit, minus 9.5. When they're on their game, they usually beat whoever they're playing by double digits, and the spot feels like a good spot for according to my many ways of analyzing these college basketball games, feels like a good spot for Austin P to get a double digit win. They're coming off a big blowout loss, right, to Georgia, and the Southeastern Missouri State is easily blowoutable. That's a term that I thought of a bunch of years ago, and I think it applies here. So I kind of like Austin P minus the points. What else do we have? I'm looking at the games, and then I'll look at some comments. Illinois, Michigan State, that's a tough one. This is not the kind of game where I like to bet on a Tom Izzo coach team as a double-digit favorite. I kind of like the under here, though. I think that Illinois is going to, have a strong inside game. It probably is going to be a little bit of a lumbering game, and I kind of like the under. The total did get bet down. The opener was like 147 or so. Now it's down to 144.5 or so. I kind of still like the under a little bit as well. The spread, I have no opinion on. Makes me nervous. Like in Louisiana Lafayette a little bit. My numbers like Louisiana Lafayette at plus 3.5. South Alabama is a very weird team. I was betting on them at times earlier this year. I hope you're all enjoying this, right? I'm just spitting out random college basketball analysis that hopefully you're getting something out of. South Alabama was a team that I was betting on earlier in the year, especially on second halves, but they definitely have crashed back down to earth in a major way recently, and I don't exactly understand why this line is where it is. I kind of like Louisiana Lafayette at plus 3.5, although the line confuses me a little bit. Let's see. Other games that I bet or have an opinion. I guess that's, 7:30 games are already off, and then the 7 o'clock games are where they are. All right, let's look at some comments. That was me just spitting out college basketball opinion. Shout out to Shy Archie. Get him, Peter. I'm trying, Shy Archie. Look at this. Green is for the money. Black is for the focus. Gold is for the honey. That'll come in March. Shy Archie. Nello I. Pete, how are you? Sorry I'm late. That's okay. I was just spitting out college basketball analysis for the past bunch of minutes. Omega Capper, the Troy game over. That's an interesting one. Look, I think my opinions are valuable, but I am far from the be-all and end-all of these college basketball lines. I kind of like the under in that one. I know the total's gotten bet way up. Open at like 130 or something. Now it's up to 136. I don't really like the offenses of either team here. Troy obviously is better. They have the much superior offense. I'll be honest here. And, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to be honest. There are times it's much easier to lie. I don't understand this line movement. I like the under. And at 136, I like the under. I think I did bet the under at like 134.5, and now it's up to 136. I mean, anything can happen in these Sun Belt games, especially at the end or with OT and all that stuff. But let me just find my so many games, so many spreadsheets, so many columns and rows. I'm just looking at everything that I possibly can look at here. Yeah, I got the under at 135, and now it's up to 136. I took the under. I kind of like Troy as well, and the ULM team total under. Can I explain the massive line move to the over? No. Could I bullshit an explanation? Probably, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. Find someone who bet the over and ask them. I like the under. Let's see. Other games, other comments here. Aaron, 007s. I still have 135. Listen, Yeah, I think my college basketball opinions are valuable. Are they the be-all and end-all? Hell no. Am I the best college basketball capper in the country? Hell no. Am I the best college basketball capper in this video right now? No. I'm probably top 3 or top 4. Probably 3 or 4 guys who are legitimately, over a huge sample size, better at college basketball handicapping than me. What else do we have here? Deer Slayer Ski says Washington is so tough at home. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. I definitely like the under a lot more than UCLA, though. But at that line with this spot, if you gave me a free play, I would take UCLA. I did bet it, but I bet it very small. My main bet on that one was the under at the opener, 142.5. It was an instant play for me right there. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Yeah, Hofstra, Jonathan Nelson, Hofstra down 17. There might be some good value on the second half. Yeah, except it's going to be like a -9 or whatever type line, and that's going to be tough. Hofstra is the kind of team that I would pull the trigger on with that kind of a second half line. But yeah, that surprised me. I thought that line got bet up, right? I forgot where it opened, like 6 or something. Now it's up. I think it closed at like 8.5 or something. Crazy. Jay Bond, great job with UTEP. Yes, thank you for noticing, Jay Bond. And again, like when I tweet out a play like that, I graded it big. And the plays that I tweet out are like, all right, it's basically if this one, I like this play so much that if it wins and I don't tweet it out, I'll be so annoyed with myself. So I'm like, I have to tweet this one out. If it loses, I'm fine with it losing. If it wins and I don't tweet it out, I'll be smacking myself, beating myself up. So yes, thank you very much. Let's see. D Nizzle 14, shout out to you. Any other comments coming in? Top set, shout out to you. Elio Rodriguez, I do love my Heat today. Great. I have no opinions on NFL. I'm in on NBA right now. Let's see. What else do we have? Anthony Mastronardo. Don't lie, Pete. We see that gold on your mustache. Yeah, that's another thing I might bring to the table in the near future is some kind of amusing to look at facial hair. I'll do anything to make a video better. People know that about me. Going back years, whatever I got to do to make a video as good as possible, I'll do. Whether that's staying up all night doing research, asking for whatever help I can get on videos, or making a funny face, shaving crazy facial hair, anything. I'll do anything. Doesn't matter. All right. Let's see. Other comments. In a couple minutes, we got to, all right. Okay. No one's asking any specific questions about any games coming up. Deer Slayer Ski says Washington's so tough at home. Yes, absolutely. No argument from me there. And the second half lines, I should probably start preparing for that right now. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Robbie Tagaloa. Nell Hawaii says, only your best plays, Pete. That's what I try to do. Freaking try to do my best. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? These lines are tight. These lines are super tight. The bookies and the odds makers know what the hell they're doing. They've been doing it for a long ass time. If you can beat these lines in any way, shape, or form, any kind of market, it's an impressive feat. All right, so let me just scan the games and see what I'm going to be thinking about here. St. Joe's, that's interesting. I kind of like St. Joe's plus all those points. They're down by about 10. That'll be a game I want to check out. Rhode Island and Brown, look at that. Yeah, Brown is winning. St. Louis at Duquesne. I liked St. Louis to start at the beginning. I bet them at plus 2.5, and that's a game that might have second half written all over it as well. I'm looking close at that one. Other games that we're going to be looking at, again, I'm going to be focusing on the mid-majors and the major conferences. Coastal Carolina is down. That could be interesting. Charleston is up. That could be interesting. All these Sunbelt games in general, Sunbelt games with competitive spreads in general, have second half written all over it, to me, much more often than not. Let's see what else is interesting. I like the over in Marshall, the Marshall team total over. I hit that one. North Texas, there you go. That one I like the under and North Texas. Western Kentucky has injury issues, and North Texas is a little bit of an under-the-radar team this year, even though they have been covering. It's because they do it with defense. They play in the Conference USA. They play low-scoring games. The kind of team that tends to stay under the radar. Although these days, no team stays under the radar. All right, that's an interesting one though. I'm just scanning the results here. Yeah, that Hofstra game, man, that's probably going to be a pass for me. That's one I'm not really too enthused to look at. All right, once again, I try to make these shows as interesting and good as possible in all ways, but when the lines start coming in, it's mostly me just talking to myself under my breath, looking at numbers, and then giving opinions, and then spitting out official picks where and when I can. All right, the Northeastern game is already up. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's going to be a pass. Yeah. The Northeastern game, can't touch that. Pre-game, I had no opinion on the spread or total. It's higher scoring. I had a minimal lean to Elon plus 15, a minimal lean to the over 134.5. And now we're here. And that's going to have to be a pass for me. All right. Let's see what other lines are coming up. I might look at that game a little bit more closely if there weren't an avalanche of second half lines about to hit us all. 7:44 Eastern time. Shout out to everyone who enjoys this show, everyone who supports me, everyone who says nice things to me. We few, we happy few. All right, UAB Charlotte. Let's look at that. UAB Charlotte. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. Oh, man. No, my computer's slow a little bit. Come on. No. Okay. UAB Charlotte. This is going to be a play. It's going to be on UAB. -1 or -120 on the money line. I guess I'll just take. They could lose by 1. Definitely going to be on UAB here. UAB, this is a play. UAB. Let's make it just -1, -110, 120. Fine. Let's just make it. Pick 'em -120. UAB, Alabama, Birmingham. Pick 'em. -120. There's also -1 at -110. This is big or medium big. I don't know what to tell you. Big or medium big. It's borderline. I have to make a decision for the official grading. I'm going to make a video about just so if anyone wants to audit me, they can. Kind of like Charlotte pregame. Pregame line, pregame analysis like Charlotte. Halftime likes UAB. Yeah, and for that reason, I will. I guess I'll just grade it medium big, although that could be borderline big. UAB pick 'em -120, graded medium big. That's an official play. Let's see what else we have here. 62.5. What a crazy total that is. Well, the numbers. Yeah. Numbers kind of like over a little bit, but and the UAB team total over a little bit as well. But I'm not going to touch that right now. Just UAB, pick 'em -120 as an official play. I would spend more time looking at that line. But we got a whole bunch of others coming up. Oh boy, here they go. Appalachian State, Florida Atlantic. Let's quickly look at Florida Atlantic. All right, again, UAB, pick a minus 120, medium big. Florida Atlantic, plus 2 and 78.5. Stress. I don't even have time for jokes. Yeah. Pre-game lines like a slight, the numbers like a slight lean to the under. Halftime analysis doesn't like that. Halftime analysis says pass on the total. Pre-game says slight lean to the under. I'm not going to make that one an official play. Just don't have time to. Every second matters here. Yeah. And yeah, like the numbers like UTSA a little bit as well, minus 150. But I can't make that one an official play either. I also like the FAU team total under, 38.5. All right, got to move on. Appalachian State and Georgia State. Let's take a look at that. Appalachian State and Georgia State. Take a look at that. Bring up the numbers. This is what we do here. Entertain yourselves, please. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Come on. Jesus. Oh, God. A little bit of a computer freeze here. No, come on. Don't do this to me. All right, Appalachian State. Appalachian State minus 5 and 76.5. Wow, look at that. Georgia State guard oriented. Yeah, I like Georgia State pregame and the under. All right, this one is very tough. I'm going to have to pass on that one. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. A lot of other lines are coming up. No need to. All right, the St. Louis line. There we go. Let's look at that one. Oh, God. Don't want computer issues right now. Okay, let's look at this St. Louis line. Plus a half and 69.5. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see what we got. Well, halftime lines, halftime analysis says pass. Pre-game analysis likes St. Louis at plus a half. So borderline. Halftime numbers say pass. Pre-game numbers like St. Louis. All right. I'll make St. Louis plus a half an official play. Not huge, though. St. Louis plus a half. That's going to be official play, and we'll just grade that one medium small. Medium small, St. Louis. Halftime analysis says pass. I can't go into how I analyze all this stuff again, but regular viewers know exactly what I'm talking about here. I do it two ways. I like to see them going the same way. When one says pass and one says they like it, then I have to make an artistic decision. And the total is 69.5. And the numbers also like St. Louis team total over a little bit as well. But we're going to move on. St. Louis plus a half, graded medium small. What else is here? Coastal Carolina. Let's look at that. And the Brown game. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a very tough one. Brown plus 7.5, 76. Yeah, I should not be. This is, man. Okay, that's a pass. Pre-game numbers like Rhode Island, halftime numbers like Brown. That's a pass. Moving on, UAB Charlotte. Oh, no. Sorry, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. Let's look at that one. Hopefully this is entertaining for you. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. Who knows how long this show will last? Will it make it to March? I have no clue. Will global industrial capitalism make it to March? I have no clue. Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina -5 and 81.5. Yeah, the numbers like Coastal Carolina here. A lot of times it's these money lines. All right. The numbers like it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make a video about how I weight all these, when it's big money lines. But I have to make this one an official play. Coastal Carolina, the numbers like it. I have my distributions here and everything. -275. That's an official play, and I'm going to grade that one. That's medium or medium big, actually. I'll grade that one just medium. That's an official play. Coastal Carolina -275, graded medium. The numbers also like the over just a little bit, but we don't have time to go even further in depth. Let's move on. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Keep chugging along here. St. Joseph's Richmond, we're going to look at that one. Towson and Charleston, we're definitely going to look at that one. Towson and Charleston, let's look at it. What's the line? -2 and 71. What do the numbers say? Numbers say nothing really. Numbers like over. It's like Family Feud. Survey says. Numbers say. Yeah, the numbers like over. Okay, making a play. Charleston. Over 71. Over 71. Official play. Towson, Charleston. Over 71. They like it a good amount. I'll grade that one medium. Over 71. Graded medium. Towson and Charleston. The sides, what do the numbers say? Numbers say. Pre-game says pass. Halftime says likes Towson just a tiny bit. So that's going to be a pass. Just 71 over. Okay, moving on. The Purdue game is up. You see, this is how we do it. The Old Dominion game. Oh man. All right. And the St. Joseph's Richmond game. All right. We're already fucking around too much here. All right. Let's look at Minnesota Purdue. We got to look at that one. That's an interesting one right there. Minnesota Purdue. You see, I share what the numbers say. I also, mark down various things here. I share with you everything I'm thinking, everything I'm doing. Not everything I'm thinking, but most things I'm thinking. All right, what are the lines here? Pre-game, yeah, I definitely liked, what did I like here? I like Minnesota and the under, and I didn't understand why the total got bet up. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, wow, okay. Tough one. Numbers like Minnesota +4.5 a little bit. Can't really make that one a pick, though. And the total either. Gotta keep moving on. Let's look at St. Joseph's Richmond. Where is that one? This is what the show is. Is this a good show? I don't know, but this is it. This is it, baby. I mean, the jokes in the beginning and the camaraderie is awesome. That's a show. That's a real show. This part, I don't know, man. Okay. Numbers like St. Joe's a little bit. Numbers like St. Joe's +4. Yeah, now it's down to -125. Both pregame and halftime. Okay. Got to make that one. This is not a big one, but it's got to be an official play. St. Joe's +4, -125. That is medium or medium small. I'm going to grade that one medium small. St. Joe's +4, -125, medium small. My gut tells me no, but the numbers like it. The pregame numbers like it a little bit. Halftime numbers like it a little bit. So it'll be a play. And then they also like the under a little bit too, but got to move on. Got to keep chugging on. Got to keep moving on. Old Dominion, Middle Tennessee State. Do we want to look at that? Old Dominion, Middle Tennessee State. We got to look at that one. Let's see. Where are we? Hold on one second. Got to look at that one. Old Dominion, Middle Tennessee State. Where is it? Where the hell is it? William Mary Hofstra. Can't even look at that one. Jesus. Sorry, got to pull up my numbers. Getting all confused here. So many games that sometimes, I find myself scrolling. Giving a few plays, though. Trying to stick to the ones that are only the strongest. Marshall, that's an interesting one. Where's the line on that one? North Texas, that's an interesting one. Yeah, the Old Dominion line. Yeah. Numbers don't like anything. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else has come up here. I'm ignoring all the added games, all the minor conference games. Just not enough time to get to them all, which is just the way this goes. Probably a little more time to get to them all if my computer was a little faster. That might be nice. There you go. Marshall -3 and 85.5. Let's look at that. Interesting one. Yeah, I like the Marshall team total over. Pregame, that is. And halftime. Yeah, still liking Marshall a little bit. Nothing really a lot, though. Yeah. Let's look at North Texas, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky -4 and 74. Where is that one? Here we go. North Texas. Yeah, pregame I liked North Texas and the under. Wow. Numbers like North Texas at +4 also. And the Western Kentucky team total under. They like that as well. Yeah. All right, that'll have to be a play, official play. Western Kentucky team total under 39. Just get that in there. Western Kentucky team total under 39. And that is also medium small. Nothing huge, also medium small. Western Kentucky, team total under 39. That's an official play. Hope you're enjoying this show. The numbers also like North Texas, +4 a little bit, and the under 74 a little bit as well. Can't pull the trigger on either of those, though. As an official play, I can't pull the trigger on them. But Western Kentucky team total under 39, I can. Medium small. All right, the Hofstra one, I think I'm just going to skip that one for now. Let's look at what else has come down the pike. VCU and Fordham, that's going to be a pass as well. All right, let's look at the Hofstra one. -8.5 and 79.5. Look at that. -8.5 and 79.5. Man, that is a crazy game right there. Going as fast as I can here. Hopefully this is a positive experience for you guys in one way or another. Maybe some of you tailing picks. Maybe some of you just observing. Maybe some of you tailing my thoughts. But when there's like a million games going on, when there's like 25 7 o'clock games, this is what it's going to be. A lot of rapid fire numbers crunching. Yeah, wow, look at that. Oh my God, my spreadsheet's short circuited here. Yeah, likes Hofstra. The numbers like Hofstra, even at even at 8.5. The numbers do like Hofstra. Unbelievable. My spreadsheet just short-circuited from this Hofstra game. Luckily, I can, let me just pull it up again. What a game. What a result at halftime. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. Hofstra -9 and 79.5. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. The numbers do like Hofstra here. -9. And I can't make that an official play. They like it. They like it. The numbers like it. The numbers like it. I can't even make that a small play. All right. This is much, much, much more stressful doing it on camera in a show than when I'm by myself alone. Such a smooth process. Streamlined, bang, 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 everything, bang, every half second accounted for. Everything works perfectly. But what kind of life is that? Sitting alone in a room with everything perfectly streamlined? No, you got to get out into the world in front of people and make jokes and make friends and share the wealth and make jokes and make friends, right? That's what life is about. Life isn't about sitting in a room by yourself with everything streamlined and efficient, right? Man, that Hofstra game is wacky. Well, I'm letting you know that the numbers do like Hofstra, -9. I'm not even going to bet that, though. But I'm letting you know what the numbers say. Damn. That is a crazy first half result. Jeez. The numbers also, the total short-circuited my spreadsheet as well. All right, let's see what else. I just want to see what other lines are still up or still hanging. Maybe we can look at a little bit. And then we'll reconvene in the comment section. Yeah, man. Wow, look at that. The North Texas game. I like the under. It's still up. All right, I'll make the under a pick. Official play. I mean, I bet that anyway. Make that one an official play. Under 74, that is small or medium small, borderline. And I will make that one, I'll make it small. Because the halftime numbers are the halftime analysis is a little bit iffy on it. So under 74 official play, but just graded small. Of course, Western Kentucky team total under was already an official play, graded medium small, and the numbers also do like North Texas. They really do. I'll make that one a play as well. Like small, graded small. North Texas +4, small, tiny, graded tiny. But I'll make that one an official play. Those numbers are still up. And then this Rice-Marshall game again. I just bet the Marshall team total over pregame. That was the only play I liked. I like Marshall, like the over. And the numbers do like Marshall here, -195 on the second half money line. No, but that one is off already. Okay, so forget that. Let's see what else we got. And in a few seconds, I'll go back to the comment section, reconvene with how many people will be there. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be at least 3 or 4. Fordham VCU. Yeah, let's just pass on that one. Let's just check the extra game, see if any are on there, but I'm sure there's not. Yeah, there's nothing there. All right. I did it. I went as fast as I could. I gave the best advice as I possibly could. And now let's see the comment section. What's up, everyone? Nello I, yes, says North. Yes, by all means, type the plays that I make official. Or even type my opinions, whatever the hell you want to. Nello I, great plays, Pete. Refill on coffee. No, I'm okay. Gerald Martinez, Hofstra comes back all the time. Absolutely. Absolutely, they do. And that is not something that my processes at the moment account for. They do not account for team tendencies like that. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Gerald Martinez. And that is I would say a deficiency in my my strategy right now, my methods right now. Although, so far, I mean, come on, my strategies and methods so far, pretty good, right? Come on, look at this acting I'm doing right here, right? My methods and strategies so far, pretty good, right? I think so, yeah. But definitely not perfect, as we never are perfect. And you're absolutely right. Gerald Martinez, Hofstra comes back all the time. I know that. You know that. My spreadsheets don't. They don't take it into consideration. That is a great point, Gerald Martinez. And as I say, it's always a science and an art. And you're right. Hofstra does come back all the time. They do. They do. And I would like at some point to be able to factor that in to what I do here. You know, what can I say? What can I tell you? All right, so let's see what we got going on. St. Louis getting scotched. That's not good after just a few minutes. Once again, and UAB is losing. You look, again, they're, you know, if you do this stuff enough, even if you're flipping a 55% coin, you're going to have your 0-6 days and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. When I started doing these shows, when I started college basketball season, I, thought I would have an edge on the second half lines. And I thought maybe I would have, 3, 4, 5% ROI. And I thought if I could do that, that would justify a show. And that's still the case, So if my ROI tumbles down to 3, 4, 5%, that's kind of all I was going for in the first place. And that's really all anyone can go for with these friggin' markets, unless you're fixing games, or unless you're in the locker room, unless you're the water boy, If you're in the actual locker room of the teams, yeah, you can probably hit 60%. But if you're just like us, like me, like you, you're looking at very modest percentages. And I think you would all be I say this all the time, you'd probably be surprised at what the actual bet sizes relative to their bankrolls the pros actually use, what their expected returns are. and what their actual returns are. They're very modest. They're very small. They're not double digits, I'll tell you that. No, they are not. Okay, Deer Slayer Ski, shout out to you. All right, now let's figure out now what we want to do here, because this is a crazy night, because there's a lot of like this is one of these shows that could, if we're not careful, go on to like 10 o'clock, because the 7:30 games are coming up right now. The Little Rock Texas State game is very interesting. The Tennessee Tech Eastern Kentucky game is kind of interesting. What else is about to come up? I guess that's about it. Let me see. And then, of course, all the 8 o'clock games. Troy, fascinating game there. UT Arlington, all those Sun Belt games. Kind of have second half written all over them. Michigan State game probably won't have an interesting second half play. Some of these minor conferences, though, might. I don't know what we want to do. Maine, there you go. I had them on the second half. I wanted to tweet that one out. I also had SFPA on the second half. That was a loser, but I had the over in that one. That's a winner. I was on the border. I was on the fence of tweeting those out, but I didn't. All right, so let me just quickly check to make sure there's nothing coming up, and then we'll figure out what we want to do. Let's see. Central Connecticut State and Robert Morris. You want to check that one out? Why not? Let's check it out. Central Connecticut. I mean, I got numbers. I don't have full numbers here, but I got some numbers. I got some numbers. Do I have all the numbers? No. Do I have some numbers? Yeah, I do. Pete, you got all the numbers for this fucking game? No, I don't. Did I say I have all the numbers? I said I got some numbers. Okay? Don't put fucking words in my mouth. I said I got some numbers. I got some numbers. My numbers are actually saying, wow. This is going to be a play. Under 75.5. Official play, going on the official record. Central Connecticut State, under 75.5. That, according to my partial numbers here, is medium, small, or medium, borderline. Yeah. We'll make it a little bit tricky. We'll grade it medium, small, just because I don't have the full numbers that I would like here. But that's going to be an official play. Central Connecticut State, under 75.5, medium, small. Again, this is an added game. Your book might not have it. And the spread, let's see what they say about this one. Like Robert Morris a little bit. Like Robert Morris a little bit. They like the Central Connecticut State team total under just a little bit. This is so stressful, man. I'm feeling less stressed today than I usually do, because I have a cushion and I started off the day with a winner. Maybe that's a bad sign. Maybe I'm like, oh, I'm less stressed than normal. Turn around, bam, 0-6. All of a sudden the ROI goes from 18% to 6%. And you're like, where the hell did that come from? Yeah, this is official play. Under 75.5, graded medium, small. That's borderline. That could be medium. And the numbers like both team total unders. The the Central Connecticut State, a little bit more. Jesus, is stressful. All right, let's look at the comment section again. Like I said, if there's 4 people watching the show, 2 of them saying they like it, 2 of them saying they love it, what the hell? We'll go to 10 o'clock. The Arkansas Little Rock game. Let's look at that. Is anyone paying attention? I don't know. Let's look at it. Arkansas Little Rock. I do have my numbers here. Sun Belt. Arkansas Little Rock. Man, Coastal Carolina getting blasted. Yeah, see, those big money lines are treacherous, but You saw what happened the day that I went 5-4. Did you guys catch that? My distributions suggest that money lines in certain spots are better to take than spreads. That day that I had two big spread losers that were graded big and medium big, both of them won on the money lines, and that's, perfect example of why my numbers say to do certain things that I do. But when I'm giving public plays, and this one, let me see. What do they like here? Oh, they like Little Rock. Yeah, the numbers like Little Rock. Here we go. We're not done. We're not done. How come no one ever did a KRS-One impression? If I could do impressions, I would like to do a KRS-One impression. The numbers like Little Rock. -2.5 or 170. I like it a lot. All right, I'll make that one an official pick as well. Arkansas Little Rock. That's what the numbers say. We'll make it -170. Although the 2.5 is also very justified. -170. I like this one a lot. The numbers like this one. Just make sure I'm, yeah. They like this one. This is medium or medium big, borderline. I'll grade it medium because I'm, very conservative when I give out these public plays. That's an official play. Arkansas Little Rock, money line, -170, graded medium. The numbers like it. Texas State, a very impressive team, though. But both the pregame and halftime numbers like Little Rock a little bit. So combined, you work out the distribution here. Total is 69. Yeah, yeah. I mean, insignificant leans to the under and to the Texas State team total under. Let's see. What do we have? Dear Slayer Ski says, awesome show. Thank you very much. Let's see what's going on here. Dear Slayer Ski, AIPP. Yeah. You want to know what AIPP looks like in an actual person suffering from it? You're looking at it right now. This is what it looks like. All you nurse practitioners out there want to educate yourself on a new syndrome called AIPP syndrome. This is what it looks like. Jesus Christ. Arkansas Little Rock money line, medium play. No, medium. Yes, medium. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you, LOI. The 0-6 days are going to come. That's what the numbers say. What can I tell you? Let's see what other lines are coming out here. Eastern Kentucky. Let's look at that. We're not done. We're not done. Let's look at the Eastern Kentucky line. Eastern Kentucky. Tennessee Tech. The OVC. I always thought, like, going back 15 years, I'm like, if there's one conference that has fixed games, it's the OVC, right? But I bet it anyway, Yeah, this one. Oh man, yeah, exactly. See, if I like the over on this one a lot. Eastern Kentucky pushes the pace. They're at home. Tennessee Tech likes to slow it down. And I like the over on this one a lot at 144. I thought the line was taking into account things that it shouldn't take into account with Tennessee Tech and not factoring in enough Eastern Kentucky stuff. But here, so yeah, my full game bet and the first half bet will cash. Halftime, though, nothing really. Actually, like the under a little bit. It's 77.5. Just let me see, 77.5. I'm not going to make that an official play, but I'm happy to share with you what the numbers say. Pre-game and halftime, like it just a little bit. Both under 77.5. Could be an official play, but I'm not going to take that one. I love the over and the first half over pre-game. And that does happen, like in the recent Temple game, UCF. I love UCF, or I liked them. Thought it was a good spot for UCF, but Temple was the better team. And a lot of times in those situations where the spot is good, a worse team against a better team, it's the first half where they have the edge. And that was classic there. I did bet UCF full game, though. But then at halftime, I was all over Temple. Almost tweeted it out. At the last second, couldn't make myself. But yeah. Yeah, the numbers like I can't endorse that, but the numbers, because Eastern Kentucky loves to run. And it's a little bit of a crapshoot what is going to happen in the second half with this lead. But the numbers like under a little bit. Numbers like under a little bit. All right, let's look at some comments here. Oh, sir, you have semen on your breath. Do I? No, I don't know. It's winter here in New York. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see what other lines are. No. Let's look at the added games. Oh, man. All right, what the hell? Let's look at some of these friggin' added games. St. Francis, Sacred Heart, Charleston Southern. What the hell? I do have numbers. Let's look at Charleston Southern. Let's look at that one. It's kind of interesting. The numbers like the under a little bit. I only have half numbers for this one. Yeah, the numbers like the under a little bit. They do. All right, I'll make that one a play as well. Official play. Charleston Southern. Under 74.5, and that is small or medium small borderline. Numbers do kind of like it. I'll make it medium small. Numbers like it. What can I say? Charleston Southern game under 74.5, medium small. That's a play. Let's look at Sacred Heart and Merrimack. My numbers have had a good read on Merrimack in general this year. Sometimes you notice that your numbers just tend to be reading teams well and other teams less so. Merrimack, I've had a pretty decent read on. Let's look at that. Once again, hopefully you're having a good time. We're just spitting out opinions and plays and all this stuff here. Sacred Heart and Merrimack. Let's look at this. Let's see what we got. Well, yeah, okay. Numbers like Sacred Heart a lot. Oh, boy. All right, I have to do what the numbers say. Hope I'm not screwing myself here. Sacred Heart, they like the money line. Minus 270 a lot here. That's medium or medium big. Hope I'm not massively screwing myself here. We'll grade it medium. Sacred Heart money line, minus 270. Graded medium, that's an official play. Numbers also. Where are we? Numbers also like the over a teeny bit. Sacred Heart team total over a teeny bit. It's going to be official play, though. Sacred Heart money line, minus 270, graded medium. St. Francis and FDU, let's look at that. Let's see what we got here. St. Francis, plus 1.5. Oh, that line's off. Okay. That line's off. McNeese State. Love covering McNeese State. Let's see what's up there. Here we go. We few, we happy few, hopefully. McNeese State. The hell is McNeese State? Hold on one second. So many conferences, so many games. We few, we happy few. Who knows when the show's going to end? Who knows what my record's going to look like after the show is over? I don't know. All these friggin' lines are so friggin' tight. Numbers really like McNeese State here. I'm going to have to make this one a pick as well. Doing what the numbers say. Oh, Jesus. All right. Numbers like McNeese State. We'll take the money line, minus 120. This is medium or medium big. McNeese State, minus 120. I only have half the numbers, so let's make it medium. Keep it at medium. McNeese State pick'em. A lot of plays going out today. This might, hopefully when all is said and done, I'm up a unit. Fine. Totally fine. Let's look at the major conference games, see if there's anything else we like here. No, nothing. I mean, no lines that I'm seeing. McNeese State, very interesting. Sam Houston State, quality team, obviously. The numbers like McNeese State. Medium. That was medium or medium small, rather. All right, let's look at the comments. See where we are. See what we want to do. See what's coming down the pike. Do a little refresh here. See, I hope I didn't screw myself by doing that whole arrogant, my record's been pretty good thing. I was just doing it for a joke, man. I was just going for a joke, man. St. Louis getting blown out. Oof, that's ugly. St. Joe's, okay, that's nice. Yeah. St. Joe's I like. That's looking good. UAB, that's going to go down to the wire. Hopefully we can pull that one out. So stressful, man. All of this shit. So stressful. Towson and Charleston over. That's looking good. Yeah. Nice. Hofstra stayed the hell off that one, and I'm glad I did. What else do we have here? Rice and Marshall. Yeah, there you go. Marshall's blown. What'd I tell you? Marshall team total over. That one's going to cash by a mile. The numbers like Marshall's second half. Didn't have the balls to pull the trigger, but I should have. Oh, my God. Western Kentucky's blowing out North Texas. Okay. There's going to be losers there. That's how this stuff goes, you know. Oof, that's looking bad. That's looking so ugly. Sorry if anyone bet that. Ugh, looking so ugly. I guess we should wait till the 8 o'clock games, right? Why not? Ugh. It's tough. These lines are tight. Tight. You know? They really are. It's no joke. These fucking lines. Coastal Carolina tied it up. That's nice to see. All right, we'll see how it all turns out. We really, really are going to need UAB. That'll be nice. Now, if I was doing this by myself without giving out picks publicly, I'll be fine. It would all be fine. You know, I'd be like, all right, let's see how it goes. If I wind up with a losing day, okay. Towson, Charleston. Hopefully they don't slow down. Oof. What a terrible call on Western Kentucky. Eesh. Awful. What else do we have here? And the Robert Morris game isn't looking too good either for the under. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. I guess let's just wait around for the 8 o'clock games, right? About eight more minutes. Give some opinions, make some picks maybe, or let's wrap it up. Let's see. Let's see what we got going here. Nello I says, breathe, Pete. Okay. That's a good piece of advice. Didn't really help, but you know what I'm saying. That was a great. I appreciate the thought. Ron Park says it's all good. This is fun to pick. Yeah, and that's the whole point. Sports betting should be recreational, unless you have a very, very serious reason to believe that you have an edge. In which case, great. You know, and if that's the case, then you know that all this stuff doesn't matter because you know when the losses come. You know about money management. You know about all that stuff. But sports betting should be recreational, which is why, you know, the sports betting shows, recreational shows that you should be watching are the ones with the bells and whistles and all the things and the graphics and the guests and the this and that and everything. But that's the point. Lynn Tyra says, best show. Thank you very much. Now I'm all stressed out. Just want to be up a half unit by the end of the day. That would be nice. Nello I says, what did you do for the holidays? I slept. Don't even remember. Cannot even remember. Alex Quayle says, due for regression with the amount of plays you make and have to make a decision on in a split second. Yeah. Yes. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, if your ROI is in the double digits, which mine is, due for regression goes without saying. Majorly. Yes. Majorly. I guess maybe unless you're betting like, I don't know. Prop guys can hit that kind of ROI, which is why a lot of the props have very low limits. I know some prop guys who claim to have, you know, double-digit edges, and even NBA prop guys, and I'm not going to say they don't. Definitely Super Bowl prop guys do. That's just one game, though. Yeah. I definitely don't have a double-digit edge. Nowhere close to it. Nowhere close to it. Alex Quayle, love the underground feel of this show. That's right. That's part of what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? Will I ever sell out? Of course. In a split second. But not yet, because no one's offered me a sellout opportunity. But if they do, I'm taking it. If they do, I'm taking it. Shout out to you, Alex Quayle. Aaron07 says, we don't want the bells and whistles. We want this. Thank you very much, Aaron07. Yeah, I may not have bells and whistles, I got a joke or two, though. I can pull a joke or two out of my ass than all these bells and whistles guys. I'd like to see him try that. That's not that easy either. You know what I'm saying? Dan Kelly, shout out to you, Pirate Radio. Look at this, Dan Kelly. Green is for the money. Black is for the focus. If I wind up still positive double digits ROI in March, by March 1st, I will wear I'll wear green and gold every single show in honor of green is for the money, gold is for the honey. But right now, green is for the money, black is for the focus and knowledge of self. Right? You can't beat these lines if you don't have knowledge of self. I don't even know if I have knowledge of self, but that's what the black is for. Oh, boy. Here we go. What else? All right, listen, we got the 8 o'clock games coming up in about 5 minutes. We may as well look at them. 28 people watching. We happy few, maybe, except for the ones who jumped all over Western Kentucky. I apologize for that. Those are going to come, though. For the first show, I said not only will the losses come, but the massive margin losses where you're thinking, what the hell did this guy think? Does he have any clue what he's talking about? Are also going to come. And when I look at those games, no, I don't look at them and say, well, that's just variance that bit me in the ass. I look at those games and say, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Those will come more than a few times. So Dan Kelly says, I set my TV captions on today because my New Year's resolution is to read more. Nice. Dan Kelly pulling out the jokes. Nice. Oh, boy. Oh, so stressful. All right. We're going to Chili Dog Dooley says Loshak is God. All right. I'm not God. I do think I have a 53.5% edge on minus 110 college basketball second half lines. Does that make me God? No. Does that make me kind of a cool human being? I think so. A lot of people would disagree. Or most people just not know what the hell you're talking about. But I appreciate the sentiment, Chili Dog Dooley. I'm just sitting here. I'm talking. But what's going on in my brain is please let UAB cover. Please let UAB cover. Please let UAB cover. The words that are coming out of my mouth are just surface. Everything inside here and inside here is just let me get UAB. Why? Because I have feelings of all in on that public play, even though I'm not all in. I suffer from AIPP syndrome. Dan Kelly took you a sec there, Pete. Yeah. You know why? Because my brain isn't processing jokes right now. My brain is just processing, please let UAB. Just let UAB get this one. Oh, boy. All right, let's look at the 8 o'clock games. AIPP is real, folks. Is real. Dan Kelly, I gave some opinions in the beginning of the show. I don't know if you caught them. I'm going to start up a Patreon and give my general opinions on college basketball, mostly because my boss is like pressuring me to. So I have to. Can't say no. But it'll be fun anyway. And one of the opinions I would have given was the under, Dan Kelly, in UCLA Washington at 142.5. I still kind of like it at 138.5 or whatever it is right now. Dan Kelly, I read a quote from the UCLA coach. And if you think these quotes don't matter, you might be right. I think they do. His quote was that their defensive effort was beyond sickening in their last game. And we know what Washington does, right? A tough zone defense. And so I kind of like the under in that one. What else did I discuss, Dan Kelly? I also said I kind of like Colorado over Oregon. I talked about how, I think that the market has made, Oregon I think is the better team for sure. But the market might have overreacted just a little bit to how the two seasons have gone. And I also suggested, oh, no, it's already at 8:30. All right. I suggested that LaSalle plus 10.5 might be a play with some value. And Louisiana Lafayette. And the under in the Michigan State game. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's just look at what's going on. UAB down by 2. Oh, Lord. AIPP is real. AIPP is real. Yeah, let's just look at the 8 o'clock halftime lines, and then we'll call it a day so that I can take a breath in peace. Let's see what we got. See if any lines are up. Shout out to everyone who's given me so much support and love and everything over the months and years and weeks. Shout out to any first or second time viewer who just started giving me support and love today. Shout out to you. Really appreciate it all. But ironically, the more support and love I get, the worse my AIPP gets. You know what I'm saying? You understand why, right? Makes perfect sense. Let's look at what these Sunbelt games are doing. Yeah, we'll wrap this up in a few minutes. We'll just take a look at the 8 o'clock halftime lines. 8 p.m. Eastern time. How many are there? There's like 12 or something. And then we'll wrap it up. If there's any Pac-12 games or I'm loving the second half line in some way, shape, or form, I'll tweet it out, I guess. Washington State and USC. That's an interesting one. We didn't talk about that, did we? I was leaning under in Washington State. See, I don't think I've ever had to really post on Twitter like a real bad record. You know, I've had a 1-2 day. I've had a bunch of, 50-50 days that were like negative from the waiting. But I never had to be like, all right, I just went 0-6. What do I do now? I think what I do is acknowledge it and ignore it. If anyone points it out, I go, you're right. Yeah. All right, let's just check out these 8 o'clock lines. It'll be fun to see what they have, what they are. Nothing coming in here. LOI, people making AIPP jokes now. Leonard Porsche, can't wait to Google AIPP after the show. Can't risk missing a play. Leonard, you can't Google it. I made it up. I identified it. I discovered it, and I coined the name, and I have also come up with the initial treatments for it, which don't work very well. But you can't treat yourself, you know. So I need to get like a nurse practitioner to treat me. Chili Dog Dooley. Sacred Heart down 17-1 in the second half. Okay, you're not God? No way. Are you serious? Are you kidding me now? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Wow. Is that true? Yeah, today could be ugly. Today could be ugly. Chili Dog Dooley. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Yeah, Brown. My numbers like Brown. Didn't have the guts to, or the balls to pull that out. I mean, to pull the trigger on that one. House and over looks like it should cash. Hofstra, wow, getting blown the F out. Look at that. Damn. Stayed off that one. That was a good decision. Coastal Carolina, that one should cash. UAB is going to be a loser, at least from what I'm seeing here. That's not good. Marshall, numbers like Marshall, second half. I didn't pull the trigger on that. Oh, boy, so this is looking not good. UALR looking nice. Yeah, we'll see. Sacred Heart down 17-2. Wow, damn. See, and the other thing is that, like, you know, you never know what, there can always be injuries. I definitely don't check any halftime injuries, which can, or whatever, which can certainly factor in. I try to in the big games, of course, but Sacred Heart, no, I don't factor that stuff in. Chili dog dooley. All right, let's just look at some of these 8 o'clock halftime lines. Then let's just wrap it up. UL Monroe Troy. That's an interesting one, of course. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Sunbelt. Yeah, the total got bet way up. I didn't quite understand why, and I still don't. In the second half lines, my numbers, which may be just an auto fade, maybe, they like the under. And they like ULM a little bit. Let me see. No, they don't like ULM. They have pregame numbers like Troy, halftime numbers like ULM, so that's pass, but they like the under. 71.5. That's going to be a pass for me. Definitely interesting, though. Could easily, this game has overtime written all over it, doesn't it? This game has like 33-33, or like ULM 35, Troy 33, second half, and then goes to OT. Written all over it. Numbers like the under a little bit, but I'm going to pass on that one. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, no, I'm not God. Chili dog dooley. No, I'm not. Aaron 07, I put my insulin money on UAB, no pressure. Aaron, do you really take insulin? Is that because you are, is that part of your bodybuilding stack, or are you diabetic? Oh, Arkansas State, -2 and 73. Let's look at that one. UT Arlington, an interesting team. They had a lot of injuries to start the year. I mentioned it a few shows ago that I thought that UT Arlington might be relatively soon a better bet ATS going forward. Here are the numbers like Arkansas State, though. Not that much, though. I mentioned earlier that UT Arlington was a team that had serious personnel issues. And this was another one where I liked UT Arlington pregame. And, it made a lot of sense because when you look at UT Arlington, right, obviously a team, why should they be a favorite like this in light of their recent there's season-long results. There is a reason. They had major personnel issues. Fucking AIPP. AIPP. Bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, the numbers like Arkansas State a little bit, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on that one at all as an official play. Let's just look at some other lines, see if anything comes up. Then we'll wrap this show up. I hope that overall, though, was, a reasonably entertaining time for at least 5 or 6 of you, right? We few, we happy few. I pull out all the stops. I do whatever I can. Jokes. All right, Louisiana Lafayette. Let's look at that one. Yes. Pre-game likes Louisiana Lafayette at +1. Halftime analysis, halftime numbers say pass. Ugh. Numbers also like Louisiana Lafayette over 37 a little bit. This is just what the numbers say. Numbers might be way the F off. In general, February is not a good month for me in college basketball. January is not a good month for me. February is much better, and March is profitable. January's always been very tough, problematic for me. Maybe I should just shut the show off in January, or just be very, very, very conservative. Numbers like, and again, these are just random numbers. I could be wrong. Numbers like Louisiana Lafayette a little bit, over a little bit, Louisiana Lafayette team total over 37. Decent amount, actually. Okay, make that one a play. Louisiana Lafayette over 37, graded medium small. That's an official play. Numbers also like the over at 74.5 as well. We're going to wrap this up real soon. Louisiana Lafayette. You guys have any opinions on any of this? Any of this stuff? Boston Nick MMA. Pete, what's up, brother? Well, my overall record is up. My record tonight, I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see what's up. The joke quotient in this show, I think, is up. My overall record, I think, is still up, no matter what happens tonight. My overall record, though, tonight might not be up. To answer your question, Boston Nick MMA. Let's see. All right, Louisiana Lafayette just jumped to 37. That was an official play. Over 37, medium small. Again, numbers like Louisiana Lafayette +1 a little bit. And wow, it jumped to 75.5, that total. Yeah, the numbers like the over at 74.5. And they even still like them at 75.5, just a bit less. What other lines do we have here before we call it a night? Chicago State, not going to look at that one. Nicholls State, not going to look at that one. I like these freaking Sun Belt games. That's what I like. Sun Belt. Troy and ULM, such an interesting game. That one just so much has ULM 35, Troy 33 written all over it. Goes to OT. And like Troy winds up, if you had ULM, yeah, I don't know. All right, let's just see what other games are coming down the pike. Yeah, the Michigan State game should be up soon. Lamar, New Orleans. We'll wrap this up very soon. Mm-hmm. Sorry, just refreshing some sheets here. See what's going on. Oh my God! And even St. Joe's is losing. Man, this might be a disastrous day. UAB lost. And a lot of the ones that, scanning over here. All right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the damage is. See if there's anything up right now. And if not, I think we'll just wrap it up right now. We'll definitely be back tomorrow, though. The UMKC game, let's take a look at that. -4.5 and 72. Let's just take a gander at that. What the hell? See what these numbers say. And do the opposite, maybe. UMKC, -4.5, 72. These numbers, which might be the opposite of what we should do, like Seattle a little bit, +4.5. No way I'm going to make that an official play, but that's what the numbers say. It's very small, though. Yeah, numbers like Seattle. Regression. Such a pain in the ass, man. Why does there have to be regression to means? Why couldn't there just be a world where there is no regression to the mean? What a wonderful world that would be, huh? No regression to the mean. You just keep on going. Just keep on going. All the way to the end of the rainbow. But this wasn't really regression. This was just shitty picking, right? What meant regression to the mean? No, regression. I just made a couple of shitty picks. Wasn't some kind of universal force pushing me. All right, let's look at this Illinois-Michigan state line. And then we'll wrap it up. Let's just see what it is and talk about it. Talk it out. What does Tom Izzo like to do in a situation like this? -4.5 and 77. Ah, and there you go. Wow, yeah, Minnesota. I mentioned I like Minnesota, +4.5. Yeah. Don't you love it? So, Pete, so what happened today? You just made shitty picks? No. Regression. My picks were fine. We're just regression to the mean. Numbers kind of like Illinois. And maybe I'll cap that off. Numbers like Illinois. But Michigan State is so deep in the front court. And Illinois is not really. And I just hate betting against Tom Izzo in any situation. The numbers do like Illinois here, though. No opinion on the total, these numbers say. Man, these sports betting markets are so tough to beat, man. Yeah. The numbers like Illinois, but I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that officially. I'm going to pass on that. All right. Let's wrap it up there, shall we? It's probably looking like an ugly night, but overall my record is probably still, decent overall. Thank God for the UTEP this morning, right? Thank God, right? We'll see. We'll see how it all turns out, but there's a big card tomorrow as well. Not as big as tonight, I believe, but there'll be a lot of games. Do the same thing tomorrow. Jokes, opinions, chatting, camaraderie. We happy fewness, right? We happy fewness. That's what the show is supposed to be all about. And I think that's it, right? I think that's it. Is that it? Nasty Nate says Pete's the GOAT. All right, thank you so much, Nasty Nate. Your support from back from day one has been so great. Meant so much to me. Joe M, laughing my ass off. Good one. Alex Quayle, MSU versus Illinois. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it. The beginning of the game, pregame, I like the under, and I did bet it, and it did get bet down from 147 to 145.5. Numbers like Illinois at 4.5. Nothing huge, but small. I mean, the opinion is there. I'm not going to bet it. Certainly not going to give it out as a play. That's what they say. The total, no opinion. Interesting situation, though. Michigan State is a quality team, and Izzo, I tend to like to bet against Izzo in games where it's not a crucial game, and Michigan State is just a big favorite because of how great they are. And of course, I'm loath to bet against Michigan State in tournaments ever. And I'm always looking. It's usually either bet on them or pass, or wait till the second half and see what happens. This spot, going to be a pass. Going to be a pass. Other comments? Full game under, going to smash. Okay. Aaron 07 says, love you, man. Great show. You see, there you go. That's when you know your friends are real. You know what I'm saying? I just gave out Sacred Heart money line minus 270. They're down 17-2 after 6 minutes. This guy, Aaron 07, says, love you, man. Great show. Now there's that's a guy I want to go to be in the trenches with. Aaron 07. And Armin Hinjosa. Awesome show, Pete. Peace. I gave out Sacred Heart money line minus 270. They're down 17-2 after 4 minutes. And Armin Hinjosa saying, awesome show, Pete. Peace. Peace to you, Armin Hinjosa. And Aaron 007. All right. Well, I mean, who knows? It could still be a positive day. Who knows? You got to add everything up. And a lot of times these days that look just like disastrous days, you add up all the numbers well, what do you know? I wound up positive 0.3 of a unit. Thank you, Armin Hinjosa, Alex Quayle, Aaron 007, Nello I, Leonard Porsche, Quinn Rivera, of course, Dan Kelly, Nasty Nate, and Joe M, and Fuzz Logic. Shout out to you, Boston MMA, Boston Nick MMA, Buck Nasty. And that's it. We'll do it again tomorrow. See you all then.